Jesus Christ is in the air. Look at tonight, the mighty man of God. Somebody big up Jesus. Oh, oh. Yes, some people want you to touch them, pursue them, you know. They want money, but we not touch them. Pipe on them and tell them, say people, business and living. Hallelujah. Can we sing that song and go on? Come musician. Give me everything up and the enemy show. People, business and living. Uriah, Biggie, Lord. Hallelujah. I hear you. Oh, Jesus. Me no hear no voice at all.
And good night to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. 5 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock on the Spice Isle of Grenada. My name's Sheldon Scott. I'll be here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. It is a wonderful night before the holiday. Yes, tomorrow is Corpus Christi.
So tonight they do an excellent job. And you people have to keep on the prayer. Thank you for the support. Oi! All of the people support the CD, them downstairs. All of the people, all of the singers, them. I'll see them.
And of course, Talking Points is on. Call a friend, call a neighbor, even call your enemy. They might learn something.
At the workplace for a gift. And they have a special deal if they buy the 3 album.
And you can call at any time 440-7377 347-329-3101. Good night to all of you joining us via the Facebook, all of you joining us via the YouTube, yeah?
Me trial were many. Some of the time.
Good night to Zayla and Zoe. Xavier and Deshaun.
Yeah, I know.
Good night to you, Sandra. Good night to you, Alan. Good night to you, Michelle. Good night to you, Sherma. Hope that you all are having a wonderful night tonight.
And sometime me foot them get weary. Oh, and they feel like I would stumble. I know them are gonna see so. Me know them are gonna say fall. But sometimes when my problem come in a fall, you know what me do?
Tell them kukudu.
Like I would stumble. Through a grove.
Me nah stumble.
Me know myself. But the jail to answer leave me. I wish some people that just feel the presence of God tonight. Some people just shout out and walk up your mouth. I said thank you.
We say a special good night to Bishop Devon O'Shea. Hope you're having a wonderful night, bro. Good night to you and your lovely wife. The entire home circle.
It's the hand that leads me steady. You see, I want to power one.
You know, I'm calling him now. I think it's Bible study around now, you know. I have to make sure.
Put up on hand tonight and say, Jesus, give me grace. That I would make it past the road. Can you walk me about and sing? And I'll turn around. It's just we are on.
8 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock on the Spice Isle of Grenada. Saying a special good night to the listeners via, those of you listening via We Noise Radio out there in Brooklyn, 94.9. And of course, we got quite a few things to speak about tonight. You realize I have to keep looking from screen to screen, huh? Okay, if it's not electricity, it's internet going down and all sorts of stuff, yeah. That's for the entire area, not just in the studio, but the entire area. So we have to keep a close eye on what is going on. Good night to you, Dr. The Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. Hope that you're having a fabulous night, sir. You and the entire home circle. Good night to you, Honorable Gregory Bowen. All the present and former parliamentarians of the New National Party, a special good night to each and every one of you. Mr. Ashton Frame, a good night to you, sir. Daddy. It's a wonderful gentleman, you know, Mr. Ashton Frame. Good night to Mr. and Mrs. Joseph. Good night to you, Wayne. I tell you, I ain't calling the surname Wayne. Yeah, I'll just say the name. Good night to you, Wayne. You know, yeah, Wayne knows he are talking to. Good night to your wife and your daughter, of course, as well. Hope that you all are having a wonderful night tonight. Don't fall asleep with the headphones in your ears tonight, huh? Yeah. Mr. Roy and your lovely wife, a special good night to you. Brianna, good night. Martin and Miss V, good night to both of you. Richard and Paula, Mr. Hudson and Miss Maureen. Mommy George, good night to you. As we said, yes, the phone number is 440-7377 347-329-3101. And before we get into some of the other areas that I must get in tonight, I want to speak about a particular area. Now, I got a call this morning from an individual who applied for a loan from the Grenada Development Bank. Last night, strangely enough, I spoke to another individual who applied to the Grenada Development Bank for a loan. And over the past few weeks, you have heard on this program other individuals who have applied to the Grenada Development Bank call this program. You've heard on this program of one individual who was interested in getting into fishing. Fishing. I don't want to say the art of fishing because it's not a sport, it's a livelihood. Provides significant income coming into the state of Grenada on a yearly basis. And one individual was saying, well, they wanted to get deeply into fishing, so they applied to the Grenada Development Bank in order for support. And I'm sure they're listening tonight. You can give us a call if you feel like it. They applied to the Grenada Development Bank in relation to obtaining the necessary implements to go out there and fish and do so safely. So let's say for both the boat itself and the engine is going to take you, let's say that takes you to $90,000. So let's say it costs $50,000 for the boat and a further $40,000 for the engine. I'm just using comparative figures here. And that individual was given, for instance, just the money for the engine or just the money for the boat. They were approved only for one aspect, but not the total thing. So I don't know if they were supposed to ride the engine out to go and catch fish, or if they were supposed to take the boat, go and cut 2 bamboo pole, put some piece of board on it and make 2 oar and go out in the water to go and oar themselves out in the water to go and catch fish in 2024. Yeah? So the Grenada Development Bank refused. Let me repeat, because this is not hearsay. This is a fact. The Grenada Development Bank refused to provide the proper funding to that individual so that they can go and get the proper equipment, because it's not just the boat, it's not just the engine, there's safety equipment. We have individuals that went missing this year that up to now they have never found. Let me repeat it. We have individuals that have gone missing this year to up to now that has never been found. We have individuals that have gone over the last few years. We have several individuals that have gone missing that have never been found. Either the boat probably sink out there, or they float out into the middle of the ocean and we don't know what has happened to them, but they have never been found. So here it is, an individual is making an application to the Grenada Development Bank that they want to do fishing. They want to do that on a serious level, and as such they applied that they would be able to get the proper implements to be able to go out there and fish and do so safely, so that they can return to their families, so that when their wife and their children and their mother or their father is at home and their brother and their sisters and they've gone out, that they can have some level of comfort in their minds that these individuals are properly equipped so that they can go out there, earn a living, and not lose their life. Yeah? So that they don't lose their life while trying to earn a living. Grenada Development Bank didn't see it as that. Some look a fella coming for a boat. We will gain the boat, you know, but you go find the engine on your own. That is not what the Grenada Development Bank... Listen, the original name of the Grenada Development Bank was the Agricultural Bank. You know, it was originally the Agricultural Bank. It was supposed to be supporting people who are doing agricultural projects. The funding initially, back in the 1970s when the Grenada Development Bank was then the Agricultural Bank, the funding that was placed there was supposed to be supporting people in the agricultural sector who are starting, or they in their business and they don't want the business to fail, or they want to expand or so on, to improve the agricultural input and output of the state of Grenada. So that a farmer who in a drought season, who in a point in time like now, may say that, oh, hey, the only way that I can continue, the only way I would be able to continue operating is that I need to get myself some irrigation. So I need to get some PVC piping, I need to get a pump, I need to be able to buy the fuel for the pump and so on, and all of that, so that I could pump from the ravine or the river or the spring to be able to support my crops that I have. That's what they're supposed to be able to go in the Grenada Development Bank and get. It is there to support the farmers. It is there to support the fishermen, because you can't separate the farmers and the fishermen. It's there to support the poultry farmers. No, not the ones who does spend tens of millions of dollars on poultry farm up in St. Patrick, and then you hear he bust and they end up as government ministers and then disappear from the eyesight of the public. Yeah? Not like the member of St. George Southeast. But it is supposed to support the farmers and fishermen, poultry farmers, etc. of the state of Grenada. And now you have farmers. Listen, I spoke to an individual that went there for what, quote unquote, some financial institutions may tell you is a small money. They go there for $10,000. $10,000 for an agricultural project. An individual who has already beforehand had loans at the Grenada Development Bank, who has been paying properly. They ain't missing payments to the Grenada Development Bank. They've been paying. So on a monthly basis, the Grenada Development Bank getting their money, and they were turned down. Let me repeat that. A person asked for $10,000. Remember, you have one government minister get $1.7 million. That government minister, according to the rules governing the Grenada Development Bank, it is illegal for that government minister or any family member of that government minister to be able to go to the Grenada Development Bank and get a cent. No, they can't even go and smell them. They can't get a cent out of the Grenada Development Bank. Yet still, one minister was able to go and get 1.7 million out of there. Another individual was able to get over $2 million out of there. Part of that approved while they were a government minister, again illegally. And you're hearing of yet a third government minister being able to go there and get the funding to send one of the children to school or something like that. Tens of thousands of dollars. But the fisherman that went to the Grenada Development Bank, who is you? You get the boatman, go and cut 2 pieces of bamboo, put 2 pieces of board on it, and go and oar the boat out in the water and see if you get through out there. If you start to drift for one oar break or something and you start to drift out there, well, too bad for you. You're out of cell range, we can't help you with that. Your family at home waiting for you to come home, we ain't care about them. That's the attitude of the Grenada Development Bank. And then you have another individual that comes and says, I am doing an agricultural project. All I need is $10,000. $10,000. Ministers get 1.7, who get 2 point something, who get, how much I think it was 80 something or 90 something thousand. They were able to go to the Grenada Development Bank and use it like a piggy bank and get what they need. But when the real people that's supposed to be able to go to the development bank and get help, go there, they can't get help. So somebody goes for an agricultural project. The bank was called previously the Agricultural Bank. That was what it was, the Agricultural Bank. And you have people going there for $10,000. Not 10 million. Not a million. Not 100,000. $10,000 for an agricultural project. And you're refusing them? Listen, they need to fire. Let me repeat it. I don't care who vex. They need to fire the board of directors. Starting with Andrea St. Bernard and coming down. Everybody had to go. Of the Grenada Development Bank. Because something had to be wrong with them. Mentally and otherwise. You have a business outside of these two. I know of one particular business who has been doing business with the Grenada Development Bank for over a decade. And I ain't talking about one of the big business in Grenada. I'm talking about a medium-sized business that has been doing business with the Grenada Development Bank for over 1 decade. Over 10 years. They've had loans, they pay it off. They take other loans, they pay it off. They want to develop, they want to expand. They go to the development bank because the development bank, it is supposed to help you to develop. So they want to develop their business. They go to the development bank. They get additional money. They develop their business. You approach the development bank for just a couple $1,000, under $100,000. I won't go into the exact figure. They and I know who are talking about. They go to the development bank. They say, okay, we need X amount of money. Under 100,000. And the development bank refuses to give that business. A business that at this point in time has been paying the Grenada Development Bank significant amounts of money on a monthly basis. I won't go into the exact amount. But thousands they've been paying back to the Grenada Development. In other words, you have a client who you know, number one, is making money. Number two, is managing their business properly. Number three, has found themselves into a precarious situation where they need an influx of cash in the short term to be able to expand their business further, which means that they would be able to pay off what they have to pay off if they need to do so faster. And the Grenada Development Bank refuse to give these people the money. So I found it strange. Last night I was speaking to one, this morning I was speaking to another, over the past few weeks, one or two other people with brilliant business ideas, proper business plan. These people have equity. going to the Grenada Development Bank and asking for a loan and being turned down. But when it comes to people like Lako and Andy and Toz, Grenada Development Bank is a piggy bank. Just go there. You're a government minister, just go there. You'll get what you need to get. And Toz, just go. The Grenada Development Bank is a piggy bank for government ministers. Yeah? But other people are not able to go there and get what they need to get to be able to develop. Listen, a government minister right now, in a couple weeks, you're going to be on the 2-year mark and pretty shortly on the halfway mark of the individuals, which means that they better pay that off within the next 2 years if they last that long, because they are in a precarious situation. NDC government is not making a second term. Let's just make that clear tonight. Let's just beat up all the kerfuffle, just get rid of all this nonsense talk out there. This NDC administration will not be making a back-to-back. They ain't making no two terms. They can comfort themselves by repeating that mantra to themselves over and over. I have friends who are Hindus, and they often go and they say, Om Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om, and they repeat their stuff. And it sends a level of spiritual comfort to themselves. And then you have these people who are in politics here in Grenada, who are within the ruling party, that are repeating their mantra to themselves. We're making a second term, we're making a second term, we're making a second term, to try and comfort themselves. But you and I know the moment they call election, they're gone. They're gone. That is why they're worried about who is leader of the NNP and who is this and who is that, and when NNP having convention. The same party that did not have a convention for how much years when they were in their turmoil. They are the same ones that come in and talk about the new national party. And at least when the new national party has a convention, the political leader of the new national party is a position that is up. Every single convention, it is up for grabs. The position of political leader of the new national party. If people decide to challenge, they challenge. Nobody decides to challenge, they don't challenge. But there is nothing in the constitution of the new national party that bars people from deciding that I would like to attempt to be the political leader of the new national party. With the NDC, once you are prime minister, you cannot be challenged for the political leader of the NDC. Who are they to talk to anybody about who is the more democratic party and having a convention and so on? Even if they have a convention, they cannot challenge who is their political leader, because within their constitution it says that that person, on gaining the office of political leader, cannot be challenged for, I think it's 2 or 3 years. And once they hold the position of prime minister, they cannot be challenged as political leader of the organization. So don't talk to the new national party about democracy. You all go and fix your own constitution and your own party before you come and speak to the new national party about anything about who democratic and who non-democratic. Fix your own party. Take the beam out of your own eye before you come to the new national party. Yeah? No, you have to say it as it is. So the Grenada Development Bank Day and has become a piggy bank for supporters of the National Democratic Congress. It has become a piggy bank. Yeah? A piggy bank on behalf of the supporters of the National Democratic Congress. It has become a piggy bank for the cabinet of Grenada, because you have, by last estimation, it may even be more, at least 3 members of cabinet. 3 members of cabinet, that is what you're hearing in the public domain right now. That is what you're hearing there. Yeah? So I'm making a fair comment based on what I'm hearing out there in the public domain. 3 members of cabinet that have benefited significantly from the Grenada Development Bank, illegally so, since becoming cabinet ministers. And who is in charge? Who is the person in charge of the Grenada Development Bank as the chairperson of the board of directors? None other than Miss Andrea St. Bernard, who happens to also be the treasurer of the National Democratic Congress. Even if they put the treasurer of the National Democratic Congress and what was being done on an even basis, so that when somebody involved in agriculture comes and says, I need 10, I need 11, I need 12, 13, 14, $15,000, that the board would say, hey, that person is deserving. It's agriculture. Let's avoid giving ministers 1.7 to go and build house or buy house. Let's give that individual the money so that they can go and produce something that all Grenadians can benefit from. No. Instead of doing that, they make it. And listen, if you're on the board of directors of the Grenada Development Bank and this is happening and you have not resigned, all you're guilty. I ain't shading nobody and say, well, this one and that one. If I'm telling you how I operate. If I am on a board of directors, I'm in an organization, and I don't agree with what is taking place, and I can't take what is taking place, and I don't want my name called to say that I was involved in that, I'm gone. I'm telling you. So I'm blaming all on the board of directors, not just the chairperson who happens to be the treasurer of the NDC. Every one of you is to blame. Because as long as you sit in that board, especially the credit committee, and you are making those decisions are taking the money of the Grenada Development Bank that should be for the development of agriculture, the development of small business, getting persons scholarships so they want to go and study. You cannot afford to go and study. That you could approach the Grenada Development Bank and they would give you the money to study. You have somebody that signed for you, okay, I'm security for this person, I have this property and that property, and so I'm signing as security for person A to go and study, and so to get their master's degrees, to get their doctorate and so on. And that person then, when they repay the bank, everything free on your end. But even with people bringing in their documentation to secure the loans, the Grenada Development Bank continues to play footsie under the table with only people of a National Democratic Congress leaning. If they only smell that you seem to be a supporter of the new National Party, they are not providing you with a cent. They're using all sorts of excuse not to give you any money. What is taking place with the Grenada Development Bank is wrong. Let me repeat it. What is taking place with the Grenada Development Bank is wrong, and we need to call it out for what it is. You all are not hearing some of the stories out there of people that have approached the Grenada Development Bank attempting to get loans to do worthwhile enterprises here in Grenada. You give one sitting government minister over 2 million to go and do their business. A business where they're taking that 2 million and spend it in other countries to bring in goods into Grenada, to sell to Grenadian people. So that $2 million goes out to Grenada to come back into Grenada in the form of goods that they would then sell, and they make the money. So they gave over $2 million to an individual to do that. Meanwhile, people are trying to produce something here in Grenada that will benefit the Grenadian people, that will be homegrown. So you don't have to send outside to get it. It's being produced here. And you're not giving these people money. Tell me where that makes sense. But I do expect sense from these individuals. No, seriously. I've gotten to the stage that I no longer look for sense in places where I do not expect it to be. So I do not expect these individuals to operate at a certain and specific level of intellect, intelligence, and care and concern for the Grenadian people. And therefore, it is never surprising to me when I hear stories such as these. Yeah? I am never surprised when I hear stories such as these. Again, to the government of Grenada. The Grenada Development Bank, formerly the Agricultural Bank, is not all your piggy bank. There are farmers, there are fishermen, there are medium and small businesses in Grenada that need the funds that have been placed within the remit of the Grenada Development Bank. Give them people so the money. Let them develop their business. Let them save their businesses. Let them expand their businesses. Stop taking the money and only give to government ministers, their relatives, their friends, and people who campaign for them to say they start in business. Give the money to the people who are deserving. And deserving not due to political alignment, but deserving due to the quality and quantity of the project that they are trying to do. Still can't understand what is well, let me don't say I don't understand. Let me take that back. I do understand what is going on there. And it cannot be allowed to continue. Some serious reform needs to take place with the Grenada Development Bank. The present situation cannot be allowed to continue. Brilliant young Grenadians in St. Andrew, in St. Patrick, in St. Mark, in Carriacou, in St. John, in St. David, should not be applying to the Grenada Development Bank for a loan so that they can go and study. And then instead of being allowed to go and study, these individuals are told, hey, we can't afford to give you that money. That is madness. That is craziness. Something definitely has to take place, that whatever is taking place to the Grenada Development Bank, and this focus on government ministers using it like a piggy bank. Because right now we had to change the name from the Grenada Development Bank to the Cabinet Piggy Bank. That is where you had to call. But I will get the sign and put it up outside, you know. Right now is the Cabinet Piggy Bank, it's not the Grenada Development Bank. Because only them that benefiting. Small businesses. Come on, how could a business that's been operating for nearly 2 decades, been doing business for you for that period of time? So we'll just let's shorten it and say a decade at least. They have taken loans from you before, they fully paid. They never even missed a payment, they fully paid their loans before. They approach you and say, look, we're looking for that amount of money, and so because we have 1 or 2 things that we must do to preserve the business that we have now. And you decide, because in my mind, the only thing is that is politics. That is politics. That there's a particular perception of that individual, the business, and therefore they have decided that, hey, we can't fund that because that look like NNP people thing. Or that person involved with this person and that so on. So we can't do that. That's the kind of mentality of these individuals. And more Grenadians tell you it's time for them to go. They ain't want to wait until Grenadians are telling you straight. We ain't want to wait until no 5 years. You know, these guys have to go now. But new National Party supporters, let me say this to you. You all need to be wary. You all need to be very attentive to what is taking place in our country. Yeah? You all need to be wary. You all need to be very attentive to what is taking place in the state of Grenada at this point in time, because these are the same individuals who have now, imagine, you are the main opposition party in Grenada. You've just come off nearly 9 years or so as the government of Grenada. Unchallenged, you've won all the seats. And you are now in opposition. The ruling party is doing 2 things when it comes to the electoral system. Let me say it again. The ruling party is doing 2 things when it comes to, saying a lot of things again the second time, because I want to make sure that the points go home. Suppose somebody was coming out of the kitchen or they're not reaching home. The ruling party is attempting to do several things when it comes to the present electoral system. And I'm putting it at their feet. You have had today, without any prior notice to any of the other political parties in Grenada, I'm pretty sure the National Democratic Congress of Mr. Deacon Mitchell knew. They knew. The new National Party of Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell and any other political party that say they exist, they were not informed that as of today, not today, they've appointed the person and they're taking office officially as of the 1st of June as the new supervisor of elections in Grenada. So let me see if I can pull that up for you all. Yeah, and it says here, and that is a news release that was sent out today. It says here, government appoints a new supervisor of elections. May the 29th, 2024, that is today's date. The government of Grenada has appointed a new supervisor of elections. Mr. Arthur Pear took the oath of office earlier today. So today, a supervisor of election went down by the Governor General and swear in. But the opposition knew nothing about that until this release came out. Mr. Arthur Pear took the oath of office earlier today and was given his instrument of appointment by Governor General Dame Cécile La Grenade. Mr. Pear, a qualified teacher, brings to the office a wealth of experience, having worked in the ministries of education and health. He is a former drug control officer and is also an HIV/AIDS advocate. Mr. Pear has been a public officer for more than 30 years and is currently the Deputy Disaster Coordinator at the National Disaster Management Agency, or NADMA. The newly appointed Supervisor of Elections also serves as a presiding officer with the Parliamentary Elections Office for many years. He officially takes up office on June the 1st. And let me read that last line again because I read it wrong. The newly appointed Supervisor of Election also served, not serves, so he isn't presently, but he served in the past, also served as a presiding officer with the Parliamentary Electoral Office for many years. He officially takes up office on June the 1st. I'll say this. 1. The opposition was never informed. The non-governmental organizations, the NGO community, were never informed. In fact, up to this point in time, questions are being asked in different quarters as to what was the reason for us to have to appoint a new supervisor of election. The release that has been sent out does not state the reason for the appointment of a new supervisor of election. It doesn't say the old one is sick. It doesn't say the old one has gotten to retirement age. It doesn't say the old one just decided he can't take on that again and he give up. It doesn't say any of that. It just says that a new supervisor of election was appointed today. And the appointment takes effect on the 1st of June. Today is the 29th. So the appointment takes effect from, I believe that's Saturday. Yeah, the 1st of June. So you don't know if it's the NDC that decide, hey, we want that particular person as supervisor of election because we find that they're doing things that way and we want it done this way. We don't know. All we know is that the old supervisor of election gone and we have a new supervisor of election right now. Yeah? And I am not casting any aspersions as to any political leaning or anything specifically towards the character of I know the individual, so I'm not casting any aspersions as to the character or anything. I am saying that what has been done and the way it has been done leads people like me who are involved in politics to think. It leads us to think. It is not a situation you just come and you just say, that supervisor election, man, you gotta go, we're taking the next one. That is the approach. And at a point in time as well, that you are now changing the registration system for the electoral offices. So you are moving out of the old system. And let me clarify, for some of the people out there who are the mouthpieces on behalf of the National Democratic Congress, but they're using their mouth for things that they don't know anything about. Or they know, but they feel that if they say it enough, they will get people to believe their lies. The present electoral system was not put in place by the new National Party. It was put in place in 2010 by the National Democratic Congress. They are the ones that brought the new electoral system. Remember when the computer went missing up in St. Paul's? That wasn't under the new National Party. That was after the NDC administration brought in a new electoral system. And he had computer. Up to this day, I don't think the computer has ever been found. That disappeared in an electoral office. It disappeared. It was there, and next thing, it wasn't there. It did there, and then it gone. So that disappeared. That was not a new National Party. You had where they changed from the old system. Remember, they used to come. Sometime I remember to get one of my voter registrations. They came to home. They was at home. And they passed with these old Polaroid cameras because the electoral office used to have this pile of old cameras. And so they came with the old Polaroid camera and they snapped me. Bam. And they take your information and so on. And then you go and get your voter registration card after. I still had the yellow one, I still had the blue one. Yeah? So they went and they do that. And now you're in a situation that they come with a new electoral system. I don't know how brief, because they also have around a series of meetings that are taking place around the island to inform people of what the new electoral system is going to entertain and what it's going to be, why they're going to a new electoral system, and different aspects of it. And I'm saying that at that point in time, when you have that taking place, that is when you change supervisor of election. Does the present supervisor of election know anything about what is taking place with that? If I pull him up in front of, if we call him tonight, I wonder what number there, I number somewhere. If we call the present supervisor, you better answer your phone. Eh? If we call the present supervisor of election tonight, and we ask them different questions in relation to the new electoral system, will they be able to answer? Yeah? There are questions in relation to different aspects of what is taking place with registration right now. You have people that are coming back from the diaspora and they are registering in constituencies which they never set foot in. It is happening. And my problem is that some of you all who are listening to this program tonight know for a fact it is happening. And you all not reporting it. Not understanding that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 votes could make a big difference on election night. So you all, but I see that name on the list there. That man is not from here. I know that man, you know. That man from another constituency. So the man has come and he registered in St. George Southeast. But you know for a fact that that individual has been born, they grew up in Shantimel. So they're in St. Patrick West. They have never lived in St. George Southeast. In fact, that individual is living in the US and has been living so for the past 20 years. And the first time that they visited Grenada was, and I'm talking because I know what I'm saying, and these individuals, they have been living in the United States for the past 20 years, and they came during the independence celebrations and registered as an elector in the state of Grenada and did so in St. George Southeast. When the law says that you must be domiciled, you must be living, and living there means that when the post office sending mail, it's sending it to you there. It ain't sending it to you in New York. It ain't sending it to you in St. Patrick. It's sending you to that address. That when you pull a utility bill, be it Grenada or Wausau or Flo or whatever, that bill says that address. And that you have been there for the past 12 months. But people who live in outside of Grenada for the past 20 years come into Grenada and they go and they register. They go and they register. And you have people that are encouraging them to commit these illegal acts. And they're encouraging them because some of us sit down there and know it taking place and say nothing. And not only saying nothing, they're doing nothing about it. Every time we talk about going and canvass the voters list, and some people say, yeah, we need to canvass the list. I am fed up of hearing we need to canvass the list. I don't want to hear we need to canvass the list. I want to hear that we are canvassing the list or we have canvassed the list. That's the only two answers that I think we want to hear again. We don't want to be hearing we want to canvass the list, or we thinking about canvassing the list, it must be a situation that we say, we have canvassed the list and we go in and canvass it again. We do a cold canvass, we go in and do a hot canvass. We already have the information there, but we're going to go over it again. But everybody know, oh, we need to canvass the list, and we need to go over the list, and we need to look at the list. And so, no. These people are celebrating 2 years in a couple weeks. So while some people talking about convention, like if it's something weird that a political party does not have a convention for extended period of time while they reorganize. And anybody that understands politics and is a true politician will understand the importance of a true political party taking time to reorganize before going to a convention. Anybody that tell you the convention had to come first before the reorganization, that person they understand politics. They are political dunce. I say it and I'll repeat it anytime in front of anybody anywhere. Anybody that say that you have to go to a convention before you reorganize your party is a political dunce. You don't do that one before you do the other one. You reorganize and then you go to that. And that is not just the case with the New National Party. Nearly every political party that is a significant political party throughout the Caribbean has done that. So that is not a thing that, oh, the New National Party. But you see, some people is the first time they hear about it. Some of them people never set foot in a general council, much as a convention. But they come in to say who must have convention. Some people who was in a political organization that get licks 15-0 back to back. Coming to tell people who they beat 9-6 only because the people sit down and let them beat them. 9-6 coming to give political advice to the people that they were able to beat. And you have some people out there who call themselves New National Party supporters that out there taking that and running with it and repeating it. Then all they don't understand politics. Simple as that. Yeah? And yes, my friend, I do know that today is the birthday of former Prime Minister Maurice Bishop. He would have been 80 years old today. Yeah? Remember during the election campaign, you had big candlelight vision on this night, you know. Big candlelight candlelight vigil on Maurice Bishop's birthday. Maurice, come back. We want you back, Maurice. Come back to us. We miss you, Maurice. That was 2 years ago tonight. They were there lighting candle and calling on Maurice Bishop to come back. Yeah? With them tonight. They ain't care about Maurice Bishop again. They're in office now. So his 80th birthday gonna pass as nothing. Yeah? When it was his 78th birthday, yeah, Maurice come back. Now it's his 80th birthday. That's just the hypocrisy of these individuals. The hypocrisy of these individuals. That is why you haunting their tail. Yeah? That is why you haunting their tail. The hypocrisy of these individuals. 2 years ago, come back, Maurice. We need you. Maurice, come back. We love you. You ain't love him again. Tonight is his birthday. Where are you? Where are you? They have nothing to say. Yeah? They ain't love Maurice again. No come back Maurice again. Because some of them feel there's the new Maurice Bishop. But them is paff paff. I have a term I always use. I say paff paff revolutionaries. Them is paff paff want to be revolutionaries. So they go and they sit down and they listen to Maurice Bishop's speeches and then they come and try to play Maurice Bishop. So they see pictures of Maurice Bishop and understand the psychological influence extended over the decades of those photographs on certain segments of the Grenadian society, and they try to recreate those photographs. So whether it's Maurice speaking to some nurses or some children or an elderly lady playing with Maurice Beard, they go and they try to recreate those photographs to try and become the new Maurice Bishop. All you know Maurice Bishop, all you never fight nothing for no poor people. Maurice Bishop was a lawyer, he was in court, he was fighting for the poor people, he did different things for people over the years. All your record was going and work for big business in Grenada against poor people. Don't take my word for it. Listen to trade union movement over the past few years, and in specific, Mr. Andre Lewis. Don't listen to the so-called trade unionist, Mr. Jude Bartholomew. Listen to people like Mr. Andre Lewis over the past few years. Because he knew Maurice. He knew Maurice. He didn't know of Maurice Bishop. He knew Maurice Bishop. So when Andre talked, he could talk about Maurice Bishop from, I knew Maurice. Don't come with these path revolutionary and so-called progressives. That's what they are. Path revolutionary and so-called. This is the same kind of people that when they come, we go bury them in the sand. And as soon as they hear, like the people coming, they change their clothes and they went home. Let them come, we go bury them in the sand. And as soon as they hear, like the people coming, they take off their path. They soft, like flower pop. Yeah? So I see these people and them trying to put out themselves like they are the new Maurice Bishop and they knew this and they knew that. Path. Jokers. Yeah? It is what it is. So we have a new electoral system coming our direction. So there's going to be a change in the way that we register and different aspects of that. I have not been to any of the sessions thus far. And I do hope that the electoral office has the cojones, Tati has saying it correctly, that they have the cojones to be able to call a program such as this, or when I call on them that they be willing to speak with us in relation to the new system that they're putting in place and that we can ask questions and so on. Because I will be calling and I will be recording the call. I'll let you all know. I ain't going to just call and record the call like that. I'll call you all. I'm going to say I'm calling in relation to this issue and I'm recording the call. We need to speak on the electoral system that is coming to Grenada. The new system that is coming in Grenada. The last system dates back to under the last NDC. Some people saying, oh, and then people put the electoral system in place there and now you have to go and change it. No. That was under the Tillman Thomas administration. Ms. Julie Benoit was the electoral, the supervisor of elections. Yeah, that was not under the NNP. When they changed over to the new digital system, and now they have to upgrade that digital system. So we need to find out different aspects of that. What is required of the registrar, the person who is registering? What is required of the electoral office? What are the changes to the present system that an elector, such as myself and yourself, what we can expect, and what can political parties, because what I might expect and what might obtain to me when it comes to political parties, there may be different expectations. So we have to find out for the political parties, what are the expectations and what are the outcomes that the electoral office is seeking to achieve through the implementation of this new system. So I am hoping, I put them on notice tonight because I know they does listen. And if they don't listen, then somebody go tape it and send it for them. Electoral office, we need to find out from you all. And we're not saying that you all doing anything wrong, you know. Let me make it clear. We're not saying you all doing anything wrong. But people need to know. People need to know. And this is one of the opportunities that people will have on this program right here. Is one of the places that people have the opportunity to find out. And for people who really want to find out what's going on, to ask questions. Yeah, so we will be doing that. And you all pop a new supervisor of election. We want to find out why. You can't just pop a new supervisor of election, no matter who it is. It could be me, that you here went by the Governor General and signing this morning. You have to ask the question, why? Why, sheldon? What happened to the last supervisor of election? The man resigned? Did he resign? If he resigned, why he resigned? Isn't it strange that he gone as soon as you're bringing in a new system? Does he have a problem with the new system that you're bringing in that he didn't want his name attached to, so he resigned? We have to ask those questions because it could be a situation like that. Yeah? But my friend, no. have to find out why. Because you're bringing in a new political system. Yeah, not political system, but a new registration system. Right. At the point in time that you're bringing in the new registration system, somebody who is key to the entire process decides they go in. Or you decide that they have to go. So is it a situation where that individual spoke against various aspects of what you're putting in place, and they decide that you cannot trust that individual, so that you're going with it regardless of that person, and you're getting rid of that person and get somebody else who will be more malleable. They'll be more willing to work along with what you are trying to achieve. Is it a situation that the person themselves ain't wait for you to tell them go, that they leave and they say, hey, you come in with that electoral system, but I don't agree with A, B, C, D. These areas are going to make it less democratic and not more democratic. It's going to open up the entire process to wrongdoing and so. So I don't agree with it. And as such, since I've spoken to you all about it, and you all are not listening to what I'm saying, I am going. We ain't hear nothing about that. All we hear is new supervisor of election swearing this morning. We ain't hear nothing except that new supervisor of election swearing this morning. So we don't have the last one go, because they may have wanted that person to do certain things that out of within themselves and their own well-being, they say, nah, I can't do them thing. I can't do it. And they tell them, and the people and them tell them, well, you have to go. Or they themselves say, they want me to do A, B, C, D, and I can't do that because I am an upright person who believes in the Constitution of Grenada and the laws of Grenada, so I can't do that, so they have to go. We don't know. We don't know, because nothing has been said to us about why the former supervisor of election is gone. All we know is the supervisor of election gone. And all of a sudden you see notice come out, well, somebody's swearing this morning already. Not that we thank, I'm wondering, where in that thing says they're thanking? Let's go back to that. Where in that says that they're thanking, let me just pull that up big for you there. Where in that says that they thanking the ex, let me see, no, that doesn't say it there. First, no, that doesn't say it there. Doesn't say it there. Doesn't say it there. Doesn't say it there. Neither there. Neither there. Yeah? So nowhere, and that's the entire release. This mark usually means it's the end of the document. So nowhere in that release even says thank you to Mr. Elvis Moraine, or Elvis Moraine, for his tenure. Yeah? Nowhere in that even says, Mr. Moraine, thank you for being the supervisor of election for the past how many years? We are thankful to you. Yeah? And that says something to me, when they can't even say to the outgoing supervisor of election, thank you. It says to me that maybe the departure was not on the best of terms. I'm just saying what it says to me. That's why you say, don't need to say the same thing to you. Yeah, two people stand up in the same room, somebody talk and they hear different thing. So what it says to me, it don't necessarily have to say to you. But I'm saying that the release does not even say to the outgoing supervisor of election, we thank you for the time and the service that you have given to the people of Grenada over the last X amount of years as supervisor of election. And we wish you your best in future endeavors. Nothing like that. Just, hey, Governor General signing a new supervisor of election this morning is this person and they work in that area before. Just that. It says something to me. It says that there may be cause for concern. You may have to open your eye a little bigger and look at what's taking place in relation to the electoral office. Yeah? It says to be careful. It says that there are issues. That's what it says to me. Maybe other people may have other things that it's saying to them. Folks, the phone lines are open. 440-7377, 340-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program.
I've searched for life's meaning. He's laid my prison was open, my love, and ran some pain now.
And we have a call online. Good night. Hello, good night.
Sheldon, good night.
Good night. Go right ahead.
You know what happens to some of we Grenadians? We are very hypocrite. You know, they don't open the mouth and say nothing. Some of them afraid they lose their work. But there's a lot of things these people are doing, and we not say anything. We just sit back and don't say nothing. But at least Grenada have to open the eyes to see what these people are doing. Look, today's Bishop birthday. You don't hear nothing concerning Maurice Bishop. But they're on the platform after election. Oh, Maurice Bishop, we love you. We love you. We this, we that. That if the Prime Minister know today's Maurice Bishop birthday, they can roll out. Sheldon, they can roll out. Time for the people to get out of this place. They're not ready yet. Have a good night.
All right. Thank you so very much, caller. 4407377. And for those of you on the overseas line, I'm sorry the line was engaged. I've freed the line up so you can call. And also those of you that need to call on the WhatsApp line is open. Just in case you're not hearing me when you call, you can just proceed with your presentation, whatever it is that you're going to say. No, those are the same Prime Minister is the one that say that all the issue in St. David with Lord Brownlow was that Eric Gary that deal with that former members of Jewel movement. It's the present Prime Minister says Eric Gary that deal with that particular issue, and I know I wasn't around.
Jesus, you need to know him. He made me complete. He forgot that
4407377 347-329-3101.
some people know Jesus and free. Put up your hands and sing. I'm free from the field.
Let me say a special good night to the staff up there at the General Hospital. I know you all been having a hard time. We have a call online. Good night.
Good night, Sheldon.
I'm quite fine. How are you doing?
Okay. Okay. I tell you, you teach me a lot. I never knew today was Maurice Bishop's birthday, but I don't think that he would be happy with this present government. This present government, Sheldon, to all Grenadians, is going to go down as one of the worst governments Grenada has ever seen in its history. And I would like to give Dr. Keith Mitchell a message. Stay on, hold on. Have to be there to help Grenada to pull out of this crisis that this country is going to go into. Because if this government continues in power and the average Grenadian don't understand the significance of what they are doing to the poor people of Grenada, God help us all. I mean, I speak as an outsider, and I know my accent is different. But sometimes, and I could hear the passion in your voice and the disgust of the whole situation. If you go back and you look at the news tonight, the individual that is appointed is not really fully qualified. He stated that in the news. It's a learning process for him. And I am sitting down studying why it is that he should be appointed before the 2 years is up. What is the purpose of a new appointment? And I'm waiting to hear really what that situation is about. Because at the end of the day, I think it's best for the Grenadian people to get some kind of outside electoral official, or like how you have, you know, in some Caribbean islands, just someone to come from outside just to supervise the election. Otherwise, it can be a technical thing, because technology is one thing as well, and you know, you only take one digit hold off, and as that's my perspective for why I am looking at this. I find it very funny There's no reason to change it. And I was surprised. And now you saying tonight that the opposition was not even alerted. It smells fishy to me, Sheldon. It smells fishy.
Let me say the opposition only knew after the fact. The opposition knew when the release was sent out by the government that individual was sworn in this morning. For whatever reason, they decided not even to consult.
But Sheldon, you don't think that is very impolite and come on, man. It is 2024. You don't move so. And you talk just now in your passion about sense. This government do not know nothing about Sheldon. They only knows about dollars. Dollars is what they're concerned about. They're not concerned about sense, humanity, dignity, nothing. So there's an impolite set of people with no kind of partiality with their own family, because it can't be everyone in every country does not be the same political affiliation, but at the end of the day, we are all human beings. As Bob Marley said, when the rain fall, it don't fall on one man house top, brother. Everybody be affected. Grenada was affected 20 years ago by Hurricane Ivan. And you had to pull yourself together and beg somebody to give you a little help. And that time, there was no political thing. We are all Grenadians together in this. Get back to that basics. We have been through the COVID-19 period, and it brings us down. And the world is building back from that. So you have to have unity. But this government, there's no showing no sense of unity. They're just selfish-minded. And they can't work that way. And they can't stay in power the next term coming. They're going to be out. They've got to get out. But if they're coming now to come to play that they're going to stay in and all of this strategy, you have to be careful because, as I tell you, it's number 10. Have a good night, Sheldon. I love to listen to your program.
All right. Thank you so very much, my friend.
All righty.
Yes, indeed. And we're going to just go to another caller that's on the WhatsApp. Hello, good night. Oh boy, whatever you're doing again, it's gone to the muffled part of thing. I don't know if it's how you're holding the phone or what it is.
Can you hear me?
No, now I'm hearing you. How you holding the phone now? Keep it just so. Go right ahead.
Okay. I don't know, but what I have seen is that some of us that say we is NNP, we doesn't care whether the party win or lose. Now, before you have a convention, you have to put everything in place. You cannot, we have to replace some people. So we can't just take anybody and the day of the convention just vote in somebody. We have to collect 2 or 3 person, groom them, and the best one, whoever it is that get the people vote for, the people of the constituency say they want, well, then you go with them, but you can't just take anybody and put there. You have to put your house in order first. If you don't do that, you're going to lose again. We just lose. And the Bible tells us, if you cannot think for yourself, you're a fool. And there is some people, when they hear something, if something good to them, they just take it and they go with it. Now NDC is playing on these people's mind. What NDC doesn't want is that we scrutinize the list and see what's going on. See the people they're bringing in. And what they need to do is to collect about 10 persons from a village, let it form a little group for the whole village, top and bottom. So everybody will know everybody. Get an old list and a new list. And look at the names. You're bound to Since you have all these people looking at this thing, you're bound to go through it with a fine toothpick. What is wrong with us? What convention? Convention have to be the last thing. And it's time and this NNP people stop. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so very much, my friend. 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. For those who are wrong at that point in time, I want some people tell me if what I am hearing here is correct. I want you all to take the point in time and tell me if what I am hearing here is correct. Because I want to know, I've heard, I thought it was Maurice Bishop and the jewel and so that dealt with Lord Brownlow. So I just want you all to tell me if what I'm hearing here is correct. Let me just pull the audio up. Yeah, let me get the audio up there.
It talks about the fact that it was in St. David that Sir Eric Matthew Geary organized the workers and challenged Lord Brownlow at Lassages to say that Lassages Beach belongs to us and all of us will have access to Lassages Beach.
Is that true? Was it Sir Eric Matthew Geary or was it the New Jewel movement? I want to be sure. I don't know. I want to be sure. So, any of you that were wrong at that point in time, tell me if I have it wrong, if he has it right. I don't know. I'm just asking because
I had on it day in, day out, early in the morning so that I could go back to school. That is why I'm standing here. That is why I'm able to give back.
So let me just get it again for you all because I am unsure myself. Yes, so I want to know if it's me that have it wrong or if it's them that have it correct. Or so was it Sir Eric Matthew Geary or was it was it the I want to know. I don't know. So I'm asking. I'm saying that I don't know. And I am asking if it was Eric Matthew Geary that did the following, yeah?
Of the hardest working people. It doesn't say St. David's has some of the greatest farmers. You know what it talks about? It talks about the fact that it was in St. David that Sir Eric Matthew Geary organized the workers and challenged Lord Brownlow at Lassages to say that Lassages Beach belongs to us and all of us will have access to Lassages Beach.
I don't know, so I'll go tell me about that. But let me go to the phone lines. All right. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Okay. Hello, good night. Okay, so let's go to the other line. Hello, good night. Hello. Hi, caller, we're hearing you. Hello, good night. Okay, that individual seems to have fallen off. Let's go back to the local line. Hello, good night.
Hi, good night, Sheldon.
Hi, good night, my dear. Tell me, I don't know.
You hear me, Sheldon?
Yes, I'm hearing you very clear, my dear. You go right ahead.
No, I was part of that thing at Lassages in St. David in the days of Lord Brownlow. It was the New Jewel movement, right? Lord Brownlow, because I'm from St. David, Lord Brownlow had put up a gate, right? And he didn't want anybody to go down on the beach, disobeyed. And Morris, the New Jewel movement, and they led by Morris Bishop, they went and they stormed the gate. And it was in Belma days, right? And they come with guns. I said to them with gun and all kind of thing. I tell you, Shoma, Sheldon, I never run, so I saw I run during that time. And I was a young girl, maybe about 15 years so.
But what you are thinking that you running, eh?
And I run from Lassages, I go through Coles Gap. And I end up all in Monrepo and head for up Tabide in St. David. So it was not Sir Eric Matthew Geary. It was a New Jewel movement with Teddy Victor. I can't remember everybody, I can't call everybody's name, that led that group to go and it was, Claudia Pitt was in that too, right? Led to go and to Chorong the Gate in Lassages in St. David. Thank you.
All right, by there. So we hear it from one of the people who was involved in the whole thing. Now, what they hear? Anybody else that know what take place there? Because I don't know, you know. I mean, I don't know if Lord Brownlow was Gary. Hello, good night.
All right, by there.
Hello, good night. We're hearing you call. I'll go right ahead.
Yes, good evening, Brother Sheldon.
Hey, go right ahead, bro.
Good evening. To be honest with you, I don't know who gave the Prime Minister this information and people clapping. the sister is right. It was a new dual movement.
She was there, no? She ran
in
too?
1979. 75, sorry, not 79. In 1975, when the new dual movement, Morris Bishop, Sambas, Sebastian Radix, Moses, Brother Moses, Teddy Victor, Billing, Fitzroy Bain, Unison Whiteman, all these guys, right? Mobilize the people. They mobilize everybody. The sister said it the right thing in Central, St. David. Come right down. I was 14 years. She was 15, right? I was 14 years. Never forget that. When the people, it was a Sunday, they were going to the beach, and Brownlow stopped them. And I cannot remember what day in the week, but we marched down there, bottle, pelt, stone, the same Belma, Mr. Duncan, who was one of the main architects in the police force in St. David's, came down with the Toyota 5027 and 5026. I never forget that, just like happening yesterday. So it was not Eric Gary that mobilized the people. I'm certain, I'm sure about that. When the bullets start to fire, well, Port and those guys, they didn't ease up. They continue pulling down that gate. If you notice right now, there are still some poles, concrete poles standing in the gate, in the entrance. But anyway, Brother Sheldon, I want to quickly give a word on the invitational. Now, I could remember in 2017, when Comrade Michael Bascom, you remember, I mean, the invitational is the brainchild of Mr. Bascom, right? When he came to the government of the day and they discussed the invitational. And the government, led by Dr. Mitchell and the team, assisted, gave whatever amount of money they could have given from the government standpoint to have a successful invitation. People from all over the Caribbean came down. I mean, what's River Road? When you pass River Road, never forget that, right? The place was dirty with people. They're drinking, the juices and the beers and they're having a good time there. Now, I don't understand why in the world should our government today, in the year 2024, right, when the people of Grenada are having so much hardship, hard economic experiences, would cancel, postpone, or totally, right, call off this invitational. I don't understand. Where is the Prime Minister? What is he saying? What any of his members of government said anything so far? I don't think so, because we haven't heard anything, right? Listen, the business people, the private business people, they vex. I mean, they are up in arms, physical arms, their hands pointing the fist at this government. Maybe wish they could punch them because they have spent the money and do all of these things, preparing for the invitational, only to find out it's out the window, right? Now, if it was under the NNP government, there would be a demonstration in the ministerial complex gate sometime this week, demonstrating against the Ministry of Sport, right? I could imagine Michael Bascom tonight. I could imagine, Mr. Mitchell, what's his name?
Dexter Mitchell.
Dexter. I could imagine these guys how they're feeling tonight. While today, Laco had his jerseys, his tees, selling in town for $40. Eh? Come on, man. Grenada, wake up.
Let me just clarify.
More to say, but give somebody else a chance.
My friend, before you go, I just want to clarify something.
Yes.
You're saying that the present minister with responsibility for youth had T-shirts with selling in town today.
Well, it's alleged that people have been selling it first. There were two ladies.
That's what I make sure.
Two ladies alleged selling T-shirts for him.
Mm-hmm. All right. I just wanted to make sure, my brother.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, come on, we have a receipt, you know. We want to make sure we don't talk false things on this station.
We'll be coming back
to that. And I hope the lady that was selling today would call.
We'll be coming back to that one, my brother.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so very much. Indeed, 4407377. All you hear it again, not me that say so. No, listen, a lot of stuff was said during that election campaign that I realized a lot of people did not hear. A lot of people pick and choose what they want to hear. A lot of people actually did not. They were busy otherwise and they didn't hear. A lot of stuff was said during that election campaign that people didn't hear. Before I go to the that message, let me play this one. Yeah, hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, good night.
Good night. What's up, Sheldon?
I am quite fine.
This is a good friend from Carriacou, Ziggy.
Ziggy.
Ziggy's here tonight.
What's up, man?
Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm here. I'm hearing you clearly, Ziggy. You go right ahead.
Lovely. Yes, I just called. I said, can you give me a couple of minutes just to adjust something on the air tonight, please? I just want to ask a few questions. I wonder if Mr. Anjo, that's Carriacou minister, I'm wondering if he ever lived in Carriacou. I just want to find out if he ever grew in Carriacou, or if he ever lives in Carriacou, or if he just come to Carriacou. Because the reason why I'm asking that question, Carriacou, the schools don't have no water at all. People don't have water at the house. Mr. Scott, people, they take care. The government daycare don't have no water. The people, the teachers in the daycare, the workers in the daycare have to go down on the beach down there and do the number one and the number two. And the minister for Carriacou, if he was living here, then he had know how NMP government and the minister for Carriacou, how they used to do it. They used to put on black tanks. They always used to get water to put in them schools. We always have water. So them places and them like the government building, they never run out of water. And everything going smoothly. But this minister for Carriacou, like, if he didn't know everything, he could get everything done smoothly. But he don't know how to get nothing done smoothly. You could believe the schools, children have to go every day. You have to go and bring lunch for your children in the school. Children have to go home to get lunch, to come back in school because no water in the school to cook in Carriacou, in none of the schools. And people shame to call the program or to call on to the NDC government and ask them what time is it, how we going to fix it. It's a shame for Carriacou, my brother. The next thing I want to tell you again, I go down to Carriacou, I get some concrete evidence I'm giving you, my brother. My brother, you know, I will lie for you tonight. The ministry in Carriacou, the ministry in Carriacou, the workers in the ministry in Carriacou, if any one of the workers interacting with anyone, they're getting a letter to go home. So like a dog in the ministry in Carriacou. I think the big boys and them in Grenada, them big, how they call them, the big dogs or the big boys?
The big dogs.
They need to come to Carriacou and see what's going on inside a day. They need to fix it. Hello?
Yes, I'm listening you, my brother. I'm listening. I'm listening you, man. You go ahead, man.
Yeah, they need to fix what's going on inside of the ministry in Carriacou. Something wrong inside of it, and they need to fix it. And the truck, you remember I told you about the truck that used to drop the ice on the port for them guys on there with the fishing trawler? That truck is still down. They still have to hire a truck. Man have to hire a truck, rent van to truck the ice. You want to know what's going on with the truck. Because a brand new truck, you can't see the engine mass up. You can't see they don't have no driver. They have driver. The engine not mass up because we know the truck working. Why they cannot pay the insurance to put the truck on the road? This is the government. That's what we pay with tax for. What for them to study? They not studying. They only pressure in Carriacou, yeah. Carriacou people are come out and let make them people know they're making total mistake and stop hiding. The amount of people are calm and ask them to say things or they come out. The fish market they believe we know that can fool the belly. The road they doing in Belly, they lock down a whole hotel up there. That can fool the belly. Look how long they taking to finish that road. The whole road crack up. The whole everything look like you fall long before the road could even open. And I jump in and say, yeah. The man doing thing. What the man not doing nothing. Pretty much worse. Because every day people in pretty much they calling me and they telling me, look what going on here. The minister only lie. Carriacou minister is a liar. I thought he was the prime minister. I know the prime minister is a liar. But he lying more than the prime minister. All of them is the same thing. They're not good. Carriacou people balling. The people balling. Total mistake the man making. And I calling that mistake. They know what they're doing. They come to fool the packet and to get out and to make we see trouble. We poor people to see trouble. That's what they do. They had a big meeting in town in the big building, air condition, sitting and and eating and they have big catering and everything and come on. They hire people to do food for them and then they have to see trouble get the money. People complaining, NDC, I'll have to do better than that. All they only coming to make people see trouble. People see into that trouble, because people they fed up it all you have to go. NDC have to go, and I think your program is the only program people could listen and know the trouble we're going through. Yes, we know things hard all over the world, but I don't make it difficult for us here. Difficult, people cannot pay a bus, sheldon. You have time people are a drive bus. You have time people come on the bus, oh God, I go, oh, you have 50 cents. I said, no, go on, leave it alone. People see in trouble. I saw them the shame to talk. All of them calling me and say, yeah, listen your last presidential no program. You talk very nice. I said, why not call and talk too? Call the program and let people know you're not only Melon are talking. Because you know when Melon talking, you think, oh, I just want to fight down the NDC team. But you're not fighting on the NDC team. This is real.
We understand.
This is really happening in Carriacou, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And Carriacou people, you know, this type of people that will want to talk because they think, you just want to bring down a thing. Carriacou people not like that. Carriacou people are very hypocrite, but they won't want to come out and talk like that. Like how I going to be plain talk bad
careful,
manner.
I Carriacou people
That is
too,
just me because they know, next day they come and they say something and they lose their job, or the police come and lock them up. But the fact is, they're not doing nothing for Carriacou, and that is the truth. And I want them to know who's speaking. Mr. Emerson Edmond, better known as Ziggy, that's speaking.
All right.
NDC had to go
my brother
for Grenada to grow. And I've now started to print stuff. And I'm going to be a green man from now until election call. Have a good night, Mr. Scott.
Thank you so very much, Ziggy. You have a good one yourself. All right. It's my good friend Ziggy out there in Carriacou. And let's go to the overseas line. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Okay, let me see if this person can catch up with us in time. Hello, good night. Okay, they're listening loud in the background there. Let me see if they will catch up with us. Hello. Hello. Overseas line is you be talking to, you know. And that person still ain't checking the phone. Well, you lose the. All right.
No?
We have a caller on the line. Hello, good night. Hi, good night. Go right ahead,
Good
caller.
night,
You're live.
Sheldon, now overseas line.
No. I was on the overseas line, but I switched to you now. Go
Sheldon,
ahead.
What I call it is Tobias getting crazy or sick?
Tobias.
I don't know if Tobias getting crazy or sick. I heard him on the news tonight. Okay.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Speak to us on the phone. Speak to us on the phone.
Tobias saying that Peter David and MNP are in confusion in the NNP party, and who he had to blame for that is Keith Mitchell. Tobias getting sick. I see Tobias in tongue. And I have to watch good to see if Tobias are seeing truth. Tobias look like he getting sick.
Confusion, no. In any
Tell
organization.
Tobias be careful with the mouth what he's saying about the NNP party.
Of course. All right, my dear. Thank you so very much.
I don't know what happened to Tobias. That is all I have to say for tonight.
All right, my love. Thank you so very much. What I would say in relation to that is simply this. Ask the individual that's making those statements when last they sat in an executive meeting of the new National Party, when last they attended any activity of the new National Party, be it one of the meetings in a constituency, be it one of the fund days, any activity of the new National Party, to attempt to be an authority on what is taking place in the new National Party right now. You can't sit down outside and try to tell people what is going on inside when you're not inside. Yeah? You ain't inside. You could go and you could say, well, I think that is what is taking place. But if you're stating it as an authoritative figure, that would be wrong, because I didn't think I see you for the last 7 or so years inside anything. Yeah, we have a call online. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Oops, wrong one. Oh boy, yeah, I think that one is on me, caller. I think I made that mistake. I think I hit the wrong one. But just somebody asked me to replay this again. Let me just do it quickly. Yeah, I don't want that to be the main thing tonight. But it's just to show that during the election campaigns, a lot of stuff was said. And some people were there clapping and so on, and they didn't realize they were being told nonsense. Yes, so let's just, and I'll come back to the phone line.
It talks about the fact that it was in St. David.
And they're stating it as a fact, eh? Not as in I think that might be the case. They're stating it as a fact, yeah?
That's so Eric Matthew Geary organized the workers and challenged Lord Brownlow at Lassa Jess to say that Lassa Jess Beach belongs to us, and all of us will have access to Lassa Jess Beach.
Yeah, so it's not me say that the man say thing. I tell you, I don't know. I was not wrong. Me, I was too young and I wasn't there. So I was not wrong at that point. In fact, I don't think I was born yet. Right, when that thing take place, I don't even think I was born yet. All right, so all you the born who was 14, who was 15, right, all you want to tell us about them thing. Me, papa, moi, I wasn't there. 4407377 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside. I'm sorry for the couple calls I just missed. You all can give us a call again. Let me go to the local line. Hello, good night. Hello, good night, caller. You're live. Go right ahead. Okay, that caller changed their mind. All right. So let's go to the overseas line. Hello, good night. Hello, good night, caller. They're listening to the phone, to the program in the background for us to answer, not the phone line. It may be the first time that they're calling. Hello? Hello, good night. Hello, good night, caller. Listening to the phone, to the program in the background for us to answer, not the phone line. It may be the first time that they're calling. Hello? You're live, caller. Go right ahead. Even if you're not hearing me, you go right ahead. We're hearing you. Hello, are you hearing us?
Mr. Scott.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead. We're hearing you. You go ahead.
Okay. Because I hear you talking to me.
No, but you should know better. You're the call regular. You should not be listening to the thing in the background to hear an answer. But go ahead.
All right then. Mr. Scott, something I want to ask, a question I want to ask. First, we have to ask yourself, who is to blame? Who is to be blamed for what we get ourselves in today? Just think it's getting worse. But we still have to go back and ask ourselves, who is to be blamed? That's got almost 2 years. And not one day you see one person take the street with a placard and saying, well, this is wrong or this is right. But remember, the week before the election, you know, I was in Grenada and I saw demonstration. I saw demonstration going on against the last government. But when it comes to this government, everybody saying, give them a chance. They could do no wrong. The country is going down. We are sinking like sinking, you know, like when you understand, when you see the man going down in the sinking sun, we are going down. And it's time for people to start propping back up this country. We just can't let these people and them just destroy us. Sheldon, you'll be harder in this time to bring back the country back to where it was. So we have to wake up, Grenadians. From day one, it's lies, lies, lies. You don't even know when the people in Las just was demonstrating because maybe he didn't born yet and he was just a baby. So he hear people saying old talk and he like old talk. So he run with that. That's when Morris Bishop's name come to the forefront. Before that, we didn't know nothing much about Morris. It's only them boys and the carnage and them things. So that's when we heard about this young lawyer come forward. You understand? So he don't know nothing about that. Just tell Dickon to shut his mouth. He take Grenadians for fool. He could tell them anything. And they buy him. He sell anything.
Hello? Hello? Oh boy, it seems as though we lost our good friend there. Hello? Yeah, we may have lost our good friend there. You can call back. 440-7377, 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers to call and get on to the inside of tonight's program. So 347-329-3101 and 440-37377. Those are the numbers to get onto the inside of tonight's program. And we have a caller online. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Hi, good night.
Hello, good night.
Yes, you're live, caller. Go right ahead.
Good night, good night. Breaking news, got oil.
I haven't heard what you said. Caller, go right ahead. I haven't heard what you said. Yeah, maybe they didn't really have a contribution to make. I haven't heard what they said. 440-7377. That is the number for you to get on the inside. And we lost that call. Caller, you can call back, yeah? Because we didn't hear what the last caller had to say. They say something about breaking news and oil. I didn't really hear anything outside of that. So maybe they need to give us a call back. So let's go back to the phone line. Hello, good night.
Hey, Sheldon, how you doing, brother?
Hey, I'm quite fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, and thanks for taking this call. And I got to tell you, your program is really, really good.
Thank you so very much, my brother.
But I got to tell you, Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell has failed history.
So it wasn't Gary then?
It wasn't Gary. It was the New Jewel movement led by Morris Bishop, Unison Whiteman, and the gang.
So nobody didn't tell him that day?
Against Lord Brownlow in Lassages Beach. It wasn't Gary.
And that's the MP for St. David, the area that it take place in. But anyway.
That is correct. So tell the Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell, go back. He has failed history. He has to redo that test, okay?
Mm-hmm. Okay, my brother. I will endeavor to do so.
All right, brother. Have a good night.
All right. Thank you so very much. 440-7377. Let me try to get back. Someone was trying to call us on the WhatsApp. Let's try to get back to the WhatsApp caller. Yeah, let me see if we could get a person back on the WhatsApp who was trying to call us. Let me see if we could get them the little chance to give us a buzz back there. Let me see if I could get them. Yeah, we're trying to get back somebody who was trying to call us on the WhatsApp. Hello, good night.
Good night, Sheldon. How are you?
Hey, I'm quite fine. You go right ahead. You're live.
Yes, Sheldon, that we reached in a position where we left good and gone into bad.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a change, but not a good change at all. People bawling, people complaining, struggles this year. Nevertheless, the lady called and spoke about lacquer jerseys selling.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw them and they approached me also. $40 for a lacquer jersey.
40?
And I was like, 40, yes. 3 women in town selling these jerseys. And I was like, what I want to do with that jersey? I don't want this thing. I say, you all have me seen trouble in this country. Why I want to put a jersey on my chest? So the lady say, she say, that gonna kill you? I say, yes, they done killing us already. So that is true what the lady tell you there.
Your mouth do
They're in
easy, you know.
town selling it. Eh?
Your mouth do easy, you know.
No, we have to put them up in the place. I mean, we see in trouble already. They ain't doing nothing good for us here. Nothing.
Oh, goodness.
The Prime Minister don't like people. He hates people in this country. And look at the command they postpone the invitational games. Look at that. You think Dr. Mitchell would do that?
Never.
But that's good for them. Because you know what? They say the man too old. And they want a change. So let it take it. I scam, you know.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, so
right,
that's why I'm going to call you and tell you about the jersey. It's true.
All right. Thank you so very much, my dear.
Yeah.
All
Bye-bye.
right,
Have a good
bye-bye.
night.
Same to you. And I think we have another caller online. Hello, good night.
Good night, sir.
Hey, good night. How you doing, bro?
I'm blessed.
All right, you go right ahead.
I'm quick. One, it's a gentleman who always called with a Barbadian accent,
Yeah.
A lot of us in Grenada, a lot of us have a lot of Bajan background.
I have Bajan background. My great grandfather came from Barbados. I could tell you exactly where he came from in Barbados, and I could trace every member of my family in Barbados.
Okay. Thank you. I wouldn't go that far because I have them on both sides of my family.
I could trace all my family in St. Vincent too.
Right. So some folks calling me and they're mad about this Barbadian accent.
Nothing.
And I have to tell them on both sides, close people on my side, mother and father, are Bajans. The second thing, sir, my heart hurt tonight when I heard the gentleman from Carriacou talking. Because I'm linked with Carriacou. My young days used to be in Carriacou with my family. And the last thing is a gentleman from River Road. I don't know who he is, but I think if his name is Bull, I need for him to call me because my brother keep asking me about him. Ask him if he knows Tanti Aimo. Ask Mr. Bull if he knows a lady in Tanti Aimo. I grew up in the St. George area. A lot of my life spent in River Road. So, sir, have a blessed night. I love your program.
All right. Thank you so very much, my brother. I'll try to find that link for you. Yeah. All right.
Okay, God bless.
Yes, indeed. And let's go to the phone line again. Hello, good evening.
Hey, Sheldon, what's up?
Hey, I'm quite fine. How are you doing?
Not bad at all.
All right,
well,
go right ahead.
The nation could see that the NDC party is the party that is the enemy of the people. They are the enemy of the people. Now, the NMP make so much progress that the NDC cannot maintain the progress that the NMP make. They cannot maintain it, so they have to get rid of some of the progress, and that's what they're doing. And I could go back as far as looking at the cricket. They get rid of that. Look at the sports, what all Grenadians really love to look at, to be there, to see all the international stars in the sports. They get rid of that also. They're not for the people. Tell me, things as that, where people could, as whole Grenadian, how we say, Grenadian could have eaten food. Look at that. They get rid of that. I can say this here. This government, yes, they says that the change. We've seen the changes. They're seeing the changes now. These are the changes they promised, and they're coming through. They say they will make change, and this is are the changes. So now they have to wait and pray for the 5 years to come really fast, so we can take the country back. Enough is enough. Sheldon, thank you, bro.
Thank you so very much for your call. Don't be a stranger to the phone line. All right, thank you. All right. 4407377. And let me say this. The new National Party has put out a press release. And let me just pull the press release up for you all. May 29th, that's today's date, right? The new National Party deeply regrets the cancellation of the Grenada Invitational. This event has been a source of pride and benefit for Grenada, showcasing our world-class track and field competition, creating an economic boost, and elevating national pride. We commend the organizers, athletes, sponsors, and volunteers who have dedicated their efforts to this event over the years. Their hard work has showcased Grenada on the international stage. We urge the government to find ways to revive the Grenada Invitational. It is more than just a sporting event. It is a vital contributor to our nation's pride and economy. We call for meaningful dialogue with stakeholders to ensure its continuation for future generations. The new National Party remains committed to supporting initiatives that uplift Grenada and showcase our talent to the world. And that is a release that was sent out by the new National Party today in relation to the cancellation of the Grenada Invitational. And let me say this, the Grenada Invitationals have been cancelled. And I don't think a lot of people realize, because they may think that it's pretty easy. Next year, you just come back and you say, well, okay, it's cancelled and so on, and they bring it next year, number one. The Grenada Invitational is a registered brand. It's not just a name out there. It's a registered brand. They have legally closed down the company called the Grenada Invitational. That no longer exists. Yeah, so they are in the process of winding up the company, the organization called the Grenada Invitational. So you may have to come with some other name or buy the name from the individuals who had it before or whatever. But if you come with Grenada Invitational, you may have to buy it from the individuals, the name itself. Secondly, Grenada, after 3 successful stagings of the Grenada Invitational, had gotten to the silver level of World Athletic Championships. So in other words, you had a silver rated athletic meet. Now we often hear of Karani James going to the Diamond League, and the Diamond League in Daegu, and Diamond League in Czechoslovakia, or Diamond League somewhere in the United States. Grenada was at the level of a silver. Had the internationals been staged in 2023, had the track been fixed in accordance with the promise that was made by the present administration, and the track was ready for June, and the Invitational was staged last year, Grenada would have been bumped up to a gold standard. So we would not have been at silver, we would have been at gold. And in 2024, had we had the second staging after the COVID of the Grenada Invitational, we may have found ourselves, based on the performance of the meet in 2023, going up to the Diamond League. Yeah? Little Grenada would have had that. In Trinidad, Prime Minister, the Honorable Keith Rowley, has stated his intent and already contacted several of the regional people that were involved in the Grenada Invitational here in Grenada to stage the Trinidad Invitationals. Grenada should have been having theirs. It ain't taking place again. Trinidad is now going to have an invitational. Barbados, Mia Motley, Notice what I'm saying here. The prime ministers have taken the lead working along with the entities. Barbados, under Mia Motley, is heading to have the Barbados Invitational. Jamaica has already staged their invitational meet. Meanwhile, we here in Grenada is the end of the story. Yeah? So it will take some significant doing by people who, one, know what they're doing, two, are interested in what they're doing, and three, they better have the hand of God on the shoulder to be able to get another invitational meet to return to Grenada by whatever name, but for an invitational meet of that standard, world standard, to return to Grenada. Some people just think, oh, they don't have invitational this year and I have to get back right. And that is the end of it. No. It is a situation that World Athletics now has Grenada in the bad books. ESPN Sportsmax, they now have Grenada in the bad books. The athletes themselves, who were hoping to come to Grenada to be able to perform, they have Grenada in the bad books. But I don't know, probably the government knew that they wasn't having any invitational because they put a parliament sitting for the same day it was supposed to take place. Yeah, the parliament sitting is next week Thursday, the same day the Grenada Invitational was supposed to take place. So it's between two things. Either they knew in the back of the head what they was going to do so that the Grenada Invitational would not take place, or two, they put the parliament sitting that day to say we had to rush through these things because we had to go to the Invitational. I don't know. But they put it for the parliament sitting is next week Thursday. That's when they'll be dealing with certain bills that we will be discussing, one or two tomorrow night, and the rest on Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, God's willing. We will be discussing some of the bills that are going to Parliament, the Firearms Act, that's basically looking at, it looking, let me say, it looking sort of kittish-ish. So that one and one or two others. So when it comes to the Grenada Invitational, the committee, they said they need to speak with the Prime Minister. They attempted to get in contact with Mr. Deacon Mitchell, the Prime Minister of Grenada. You know what the response was? I can't meet to tell you. I can't schedule you on in. So you're telling me the Prime Minister of Grenada is so busy that he didn't have a 5 minutes or 10 minutes to meet with some individuals in relation to something as important as the Grenada Invitational? Or maybe they did not see it as important. It was more important to go tripsing out again, carrying cameraman with you all over the place. But it's not important to have the Grenada Invitational here in Grenada. So when the Prime Minister was contacted, he said he can't. When the CBI, IMA as they call them, the Investment Management Agency, as they call themselves now, but we know them as the CBI unit, who boasting, oh, we get the most money in the shortest space of time. We get more money in 1 year than previous government was able to get in 5 years or whatever. They were able to get all of that. And then you're asking them for assistance for the Grenada Invitational and they're telling you basically they're brooks. And I want any of them to come out and say anything I say in here is a lie. Try it. Come out and say what Sheldon Scott is saying on Talking Points is a lie. You all at the CBI unit, the Investment Management Agency, you all basically said that you all ain't had the money. So you all can't sponsor the Grenada Invitational. The 50th Anniversary Celebrations Committee had a commitment to pay for the tickets of the former Olympians to come into Grenada and to be part of the Grenada Invitational. There was supposed to be a ceremony there where you celebrate them and all this sort of thing. They pull out over the weekend and say they can't fund it again. The same people that were saying that how they're managing the money correctly and they have money and different things. Who was able to spend? We don't know if it's 1 million, 2 million. We don't know if it's 500,000, whatever they spent on a drone show. But these individuals are saying that they couldn't find the money to assist the Grenada Invitational. Yeah? Tell me what I am saying is a lie. Call me out. Don't attack Sheldon Scott. Attack what I'm saying. Tell me that I come to the Grenadian public and the international community and that I came here tonight and I lie. Tell me a lie. Let me shame all you. Well, you know I doesn't say a thing without my evidence. Come, let me shame all you. All you. are the reasons that the Grenada Invitational is not taking place. Don't try and blame the committee. I know they wasn't doing. They did what they're supposed to do. The Grenada Invitational was supposed to take place in 2023. It was supposed to take place in 2023. There was a commitment from the government of Grenada that they would have the Karani James Athletic Stadium track ready for the invitationals in 2023 by June. That didn't happen. We know that the track was only finished just a few months ago. They did the tracks in 2024. So the games were cancelled from last year. So don't give the impression that people wasn't prepared and people wasn't working and people wasn't doing what they were doing what they're supposed to do. But if the government of Grenada doesn't see the importance of having 90 million people viewing Grenada and showing our beaches and our waterfalls and our lovely people and our other sites here in Grenada, if they don't understand the importance of that and understand that it's important, that they should have taken the opportunity to get that shown, I can't come and teach them. They're supposed to know that. Say what I'm saying is a lie. All you at the National Celebrations Committee of the 50th Anniversary of Independence, tell me that a lie, that all you didn't pull all your funding. You all at the CBI, the IMA, tell me that I am lying, that you all were not approached for funding after you all boasting about $1 billion. Tell me, tell the Grenadian people that I lie and that you all did not say that you all cannot do it. And if you can't do it, it means you don't have the money to do it. Because I can't see another reason that you ain't doing it. Tell me a lie. Let the Prime Minister say, tell him to tell all you that I lie. That when he was asked for a meeting, his response was that he can't accommodate them. Not that I can't meet with all you now, and I'll meet with all you next week. Not that I can't meet with you today, check me tomorrow. Not that I don't have a 10 minutes to be able to speak with. No. It's straight up, I can't meet with all you. Tell me a lie. They come in and try and throw it on the committee. It's not the committee. The government failed. Why under the New National Party were able to have 3 successful meets under the NDC, nothing can take place? You can't get a cricket game. You can't get an international athletics meet. It's because you have incompetent people in high positions in this country at this point in time. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. And definitely I look forward to being here with you tomorrow night, God's willing. In everything you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. Folks, up to now, the donation box empty. I want the donation box empty. All you're hearing, we having local issues and so we just had to fix things. The donation box is empty. All right? So whatever it is that you can throw in something in the donation box. All right? That's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. We are out of here tonight. My name is Sheldon Scott. Yes, we know it's Corpus Christi. It's a holiday tomorrow, but we will be on tomorrow night with Talking Points for you, God's willing. I am out. Love each and every one of you.
They're so happy. They're so happy. Hold on. Put on. We are going home. Send up your man now, get the money. Hold on. Everybody put up on and say we are burn out every witchcraft worker, every other worker, everything that is not of God. We are condemning it. Can I sing that song in Jersey? So sing that song in Kokono. Can I sing this song? High. White people them there. Can I see how we love it? You never go out of your man from your back. Slow down. Yeah. Can I see your gospel down? Can I see your gospel down? No, all your man for me king. High. New Jersey, you never go out of your man from your band. Say thank you, Jesus. What do you do, man? So, man, the man never do right thing. Top. So, I come on the rehearsal, you know. I show no nail pan your gate. In a father God, you put me up here. You want to try with me down, but that time you always.